Good morning, everyone. This is Aisha Israel, your laid back, down to earth life coach. Welcome to Candid Conversations Boss Chicks. Today's boss chick is Dr. Shontina Gladney. She is the president of Seeking Greatness Global Network. That says it all. She is the coach's coach, a dynamic leader, and I promise you are really going to enjoy today's boss chick interview. So get your pen and paper ready, listen, jot down all that you can. You do not want to miss this. Thank you for being here. Let's get it. All right. Welcome to today's episode of Candid Conversations Boss Chicks. Today we have Dr. Shontina Gladney. She is a powerhouse as far as I'm concerned. So I can't wait to talk about her story. And we're going to start with her just giving a little bit about herself so we can get the conversation started. Welcome.
Wow, welcome. And thank you so very much for inviting me onto your amazing show, Boss Chicks. And likewise, I am so very excited for being able to even connect with you, but definitely excited to be able to share with your listeners exactly what it is when we say collaborative economics. What does that mean? And that has become such a passion of mine, a journey as well as a mission to just make sure that people do understand how the power of collaborative economics can truly change the landscape of your legacy, of your family, as well as even your business.
Yes. And so for the people who may not know exactly what is collaborative economics.
Wow, indeed. So collaborative economics is basically everyone coming together to lend whatever it is that they have, whether it's the time, the talents, the monetary resources, to be able to achieve a common goal. That's simply collaborative economics.
Okay, very well explained. And so you have a book or a class. What do you have going on about collaborative economics so people can get more info?
Wow, indeed. So we do have workshops that take place every single week, but also live. We're actually educating and training coaches. So we're certifying individuals to be able to make sure that they truly are taking people through the steps, not just speaking about it or giving you a course and saying, go out and do it. We're saying, let's go do it. And so we've selected an amazing vehicle that we know that everyone they trust. And so we're using that as a measuring tool of how is it that people are applying it to their everyday life without disrupting what it is that they do. So yes, we have an amazing master class in university that really speaks to that positive, thing about collaborative economics.
Okay, so I have a question about the master class. Is it ongoing or is there a certain number of classes that you need to take to be ready, consider, you know what I mean? Ready to do what you got to do.
Yeah, so you know what? And what this is truly a retransformation of me being able to, as a coach, now measure. And so it is ongoing. Is as far as people want to take it when it comes down to what it is that they're looking for. So we have a game planning session that takes place with each and every person that comes aboard with us. And we're able to know specifically what is it that they're looking for. And their mission, once it's complete, is complete. But at the same time, they're taking on the initiative to be able to teach everyone else, whether it's within their family, within the community, but their mission is their mission. Once that mission is complete, it's up to them what it is that they want to do next.
Okay, I like it. And so I'm going to, because I'm a life coach. And so what you're saying kind of sounds like what I do with my clients, but a little bit different. So your niche is business.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Okay.
indeed. Yes, it's business, but it's non-traditional. As I began to discover the journey of network marketing, which is taboo to most people in business, I've been a 35-year entrepreneur, never wanted to look at this industry, but this industry has proven to be where it collapsed time frames when I had to start all over again, right? But then it measures individuals. People can say that they're a coach all day, but who is it that you've been able to transform the lives of individuals? Who are those individuals? Can you measure how their lives have improved? What vehicles are you using in order to be able to get them there? And then the bottom line, as a coach, it took me many a years to be able to know and figure it out of how was it that I was going to not only generate revenue, but how was it that I was actually going to change and transform people's lives? So this has actually been the vehicle that has truly stated that this is where I know I need to be in order for me to be able to achieve my mission of being able to share what the power of collaborative economics is, one, and then how it really can impact someone's life.
Absolutely. I love it. And so how long have you been doing this?
Right. Yep. So I have been a certified coach since 2003, but I have been doing collaborative economics since 2009, when I first launched the very first shared workspace in an actual incubator in the state of Wisconsin. And so that is when I really started that journey, because I only had just enough to actually get the meeting space for me to start my classes as a coach, but there were so many other people that was going through transitions. So I ended up finding a 5,000 square foot building that was too much for me. But I seen that there were so many others that really needed that workspace. They needed to be able to come together and get the energy for one another. So that is what started that whole collaboration, because one person could put in $100, another person can put in maybe $50, but they have a time and talent that we can utilize. So that's how we began to really define what our roles were within the projects that we were working on collaboratively. But that is how we were able to really start to get that movement of collaborative economics going.
That's awesome. And so the amounts that you mentioned are so low. I mean, when you think about starting a business or even investing in a business, like $50, what is, honestly, what can you get for $50 today? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Like a half of a life coaching session, maybe. That's amazing. And so, just out of curiosity, is it ever a person that comes and they have zero money, but they have like an amazing talent, or do you coach them into being able to come up with funding? And the reason I ask that is because I was raised by two entrepreneurs, and I've been an entrepreneur since I was 7, and I've always heard like it takes money to make money. So to come to the table with zero was almost never acceptable. So I'm just curious.
That's right. And so, you know what? I used to feel the same way. I used to say, you know what? When I got ready to invest, my husband and I, and especially in this here project that we're currently using as the vehicle, we were in a hotel room. And we raised the funds to be able to come up with that. Even though it was $200 at that time, mind you, we was homeless. We were at our ruins low, right?
Yeah.
But where $200 felt like it was coming up with $2,000 or $20,000 for us at that time.
Yeah.
And we also thought to ourselves and said, you know what? Guess what? We also know the power of bartering, because we started off with working with individuals that we was teaching how to properly barter with one another. They had great services, they had great products, and so how do you really measure and align up with the proper person? And so, like you were saying, it takes money to make money. People never think about their intellect as monetary means. That's huge. That's something that a lot of people do not measure, or a lot of people try to undervalue someone's intellect. And so when it comes down to that, and I tell people, if you have to invest $200, go find 10 people that believe in you enough to loan you $20, right?
Right.
And make it a goal to be able to give it back to them within 2 weeks. That means that you're going to be on fire. You're going to become the best employee for yourself and being able to achieve those goals. So not always looking at it from a standpoint of, oh my goodness, I have to have this to invest. But if you're working with a coach is definitely going to pull it out of you, because we find ways to go to Starbucks. We find ways to go traveling. We find ways to do all of those things that's not going to add value to our business. And so we work with them from that standpoint, because one thing is to get into business, Aisha. Another thing is to thrive in business. And so we make sure that people understand you're not just getting in something and signing up, you're actually getting in so that we can put it within you so that you can go ahead and continue to thrive.
Absolutely. And so I want to be clear. So what is the name of the business? So if somebody wanted to contact you and get more information, or to sign up, as you say, what would they look for? What are they searching for?
Right. And so we actually have a initiative called Making a Living While Living. The company that we are using as the vehicle is Planet Marketing. Planet Marketing is the actual marketing arm, in which that is what I am so invested into when it comes down to using that as a market, as a vehicle to be able to make sure that people are making a living while living.
Okay, awesome. And yes, I know about Planet Marketing. And so what else was I going to ask you? So you mentioned a building. How large did you say it was?
Right. 11,000 square feet.
11,000 square feet. And so what was the vision at the time? Like you said, you didn't have it yourself to get it. So you see this building, or like, how did that come about?
Oh, you know what? Okay, I mixed that. Okay, so the one that we have now, which is the collective, that's 11,000 square feet. The building that we had in 2009, that was, so that was 5,000 square feet. So that came about because I was looking for a training space for my coaching company. And so we ended up collaborating. The one that we have now, which is actually located inside of a mall in the suburbs of Milwaukee. And that's 11,000 square feet. So that is a business center. We say the entrepreneurs needed a universe, so we built it. And so the collective, you can come in there. We're coaching individuals on the retail side of things where they can scale up their business. They can test and formulate their business to see if it's going to work before they go out and get space that is going to cost them thousands of dollars. So they actually release actual smaller spaces from the collective, and they're able to come in. We're set up like a department store type setting, but we also have a bookstore there where two young ladies wanted to launch a bookstore. And so they're right in the collective. We have a shared workspace that's on the second level, as well as a meeting space. We have a travel hub, which features over 600 independent travel agency owners that I coach. So it is truly it is a universe for entrepreneurs.
Yes. I love it. I'm in Chicago. Milwaukee's not that far.
Yes.
And when I was in Milwaukee, I wanted so badly to come and visit, but it just was a jam-packed weekend. And so I'm gonna have to come back and visit. But it sounds amazing. I really like this. And so we kind of skimmed past it. Your journey to this mega success that you are experiencing. A lot of times when people look at entrepreneurs, especially successful entrepreneurs, they just for some reason ignore the journey. They think that we just woke up one day and just had all of this. And sometimes it does happen. Sometimes God drops, amazing things just in our lap. But most of the time, there is a journey, there is a story. Yes. And so I would like to know your story before your very first inkling that you wanted to do something like this. And maybe it started with something that wasn't even this. I don't know.
Right. Exactly. You know what? And it is, I have been an entrepreneur since I have been 18 years old.
Awesome.
And I have also felt like I was on a journey by myself for many years. And I feel as though like I could have been a lot further ahead if I would have had a mentor. It's not like I didn't try to seek out mentors or volunteer for people that I thought were mentors, but people sometimes are not secure in their vision to where they cannot lend that hand up to someone that's trying to come along. And so I knew right at the point where I had made some of the most major mistakes in business or missteps. Whereas if I would have had a mentor, I believe it would have been different outcomes. Okay. And I told myself, as I'm coaching individuals, I want to be as transparent as possible, but I also want them to know that they are enough. And they're great in who they are. They need to know that and own it. So that way they can collaborate, genuinely collaborate at the highest level. They shouldn't want for anyone else to lower their swing, but also they need to know where it is that they fit within that collaboration in order to be able to lend that. And so I would say about 2009 is when I really, really committed to that, when I brought 23 entrepreneurs together for a shared workspace. And then I also had a membership-based coaching company where I was able to, when I got certified, they told me I should be charging between $250 to $500 an hour. I'm in the Midwest, Milwaukee, Wisconsin at that. When I came back and I was a certified coach, people were asking me what women's team was I coaching. So they had no clue of what coaching was at that time. So I knew that, there was some work that needed to be done there as well. But I was able to once again be able to say, you know what, there is a way for me to get that $250 to $500 an hour. So I began to do membership-based group coaching. And that is how I was able to really begin to see people on a collaborative level working together. I was able to get the skills from other experts as they came to the different sessions, and we collaborated on our expertise. And I was able to pay them as well during that same process as I was building that up. So at the time that I seen that I think this can work, us all working together, people giving not $500 an hour or $250 an hour, but they're giving $50 an hour, but there's 30 of them, right?
Got it. Yeah.
That's when I began to say, you know what? It clicked. Everything I did from that day forward, I would not do it without a team. I would not do it without sitting down and saying, how is it that I can leverage, right? I can leverage, and so that was the key thing. Every single thing I enter into is, who is my team? And then how is it that I can leverage my time, my efforts, my resources?
Love it. And so it's clear why you are the coach's coach, because I'm sitting here learning right now. So I appreciate all of this. And there was something that I wanted to ask you. I'm like, I'm not going to forget to ask her this. So I'm hearing you. You've said that it's like taboo, right, for network marketing. So how are you able to make network marketing appealing to people? Because I've gone through the same thing. So I've been in several network marketing businesses, because I do understand how business works, right? And so it doesn't scare me. That's how my parents started. But trying to explain it to people, the first thing out of their mouths is, what is this, a pyramid scheme?
Yes.
And so it's like, it's a pyramid plan. I mean, you know what I mean? There's
right. But you know what? But just like with anything, when you read the book of from Middle Class to Millionaires. Not for sure if you ever read that book. That's a great book, everyone. Make sure that you read that book. Leaders Are Truly Readers. That's a bookstore that's also in the collective that's owned by Dion Barnes. But Leaders Are Truly Readers. And the difference between middle class and millionaires, it never resonated with me when I read through that book. And every single time I read that book, is something different that's coming out of me, because I'm getting to different levels. And so when it came down to network marketing, I used to always tell my clients when they came to me for business coaching and they would get to talking about a network marketing company, I'm just being honest here, right? Yes. I used to say, that's a scam. What is okay, I'll take a look at it for you. I'll evaluate the company for you. And I used to tell them it was a scam. But I was able to get around mentors and millionaires to show me how they collapsed time frame. They re-educated themselves. So I learned that I was still confused about money. That's what scam is. Scam is still confused about money. So I began to say, guess what? I need to educate people. If they say, Miss Gladney, I want the same things that you are doing. I've seen how you've came from the ruins and you're building back up. I mean, you're passing people, like record timing. Of course, it's God, first of all, but then second of all, the obedience to him to say, yes, you may be embarrassed first starting off, but guess what? There is, if you're truly doing this and you can share with people and show people. So it wasn't about me and my husband succeeding. It was about the other individuals that we were able to document and say, these are everyday individuals, or these individuals, they work and own companies that's already making 6 or 7 figures. And so they found out that they are going to add something to their portfolio that is going to work for them while they're not working. Every last one of the people, they were able to see that they had given themselves a job as an entrepreneur. And so I discovered that as well. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. When I was challenged, right? When I was challenged with my time a couple different times, when my freedom was taken from me, when I was ill going through cancer, all of those things had me to sit back and say, time is not something anybody can buy. I don't care how wealthy you are. You cannot buy back tomorrow. And so that is when I began to say, you know what? It just needs to be the education. The attraction part of it is by people seeing the evidence. Me coming from being able to just, they say, I know she was homeless. Okay. I know she went through this. I know she went through that. And so if there's anyone that is challenged with how it is that they see their future, or they say, well, you know what? I've been through all of this. I don't believe I can do anything more than just give up on life. Those are the people that I'm looking for, that's looking for me. I'm not looking to convince anyone anymore. I did start off that way, Aisha. I'm gonna be very, very transparent with you, because I used to try to convince people and say, but you just don't know. But no, now there are people that are honestly looking for someone that's going to be transparent with them and say, guess what? It is work. It is work. But if you put in the work, you can work for 10 years like a dog, or be treated like one for the rest of your life. Which one do you choose? And so that is how we're able to make sure that we are collaborating and aligning with those that truly have a vision and a mission, and they want to get there. And they say, guess what? I'd rather partner with you to be able to go ahead and put my mission inside of your mission, because I know we're going to marry it.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. And I know that so many people have gone through periods of homelessness and have amazing stories about how they were able to come out of it. And I know for the most part, it's mindset and determination, right? You're like, I know I can't do this forever. Like, this is not where I can stay. And so, but lovely that you are available and looking for those people. So I'm glad that you are here. And I will tell you all out there, Dr. Shontina Gladney is the real deal. So she is one of the people that I met when I went to the retreat in Milwaukee in March. And I tell you, my whole outlook on things and entrepreneurs changed, because I never met so many people who were so generous and so helpful and so supportive, and not competitive. Competitive, but not negatively competitive, like inspirational and encouraging, you know what I mean, and uplifting. So it just was just warmth to my spirit and my soul. And I was like, I got to share this. I got to share this. Everybody needs to know this, because just anybody who is trying to start a new business or has done business for a long period of time, you've come across people who are, getting all the clients or know all the celebrities or getting all the money, and you ask them for assistance and they're like, well, you just gotta, you gotta find it. Kind of like, you gotta do what I did. And it's like, okay, I can do that, but like, where do I start? You know what I mean? And so I just really appreciate you. And I appreciate what you're doing. And I just want everybody out there to know that you are the real deal. So like, you are not like this stage person who sounds good. And then, and then it just doesn't work out. No, you are doing the thing. And I really appreciate that. And looking for more people like you. I just think that it's amazing. And hopefully you started a whole movement, and we can just transform the world and how we do things. I just really feel like if God has dropped something in your spirit, it's for you to do.
That's right.
He has made a way for you to do it, but you do have to be open and listen to his voice to know where to go. Because I was telling somebody, I think today, I had no idea that I would have a show ever. And definitely Boss Chicks, because I really specialize in relationships. I love love, and I love to see people happy in love. And so in 2021, I remember it was coming up on Women's History Month, and I had gone to an all-girls high school, so we did Women's History Month every year. So it wasn't something that I was unfamiliar with, but it wasn't something I was doing on my show. And so God was like, do entrepreneurial women. Well, it wasn't even entrepreneurial women. It was really celebrating women who were the first at something, the best at something, or just history making. And so I'm like, okay, but my show was once a week, right? Every Monday. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, let me find four people, 4 women to do this. And then I looked at the calendar, and it was 5 Mondays. And I was like, oh God, don't let me be embarrassed. I got to find 5 people, And like literally it's 2023, right? Going into the fall. And I'm still getting referrals for Boss Chicks. So it's an amazing journey. I am warmed inside, just anytime that I'm meeting someone, and just meeting all these wonderful entrepreneurial women who are willing to share their journey, really willing to support someone, willing to just give information. So I'm just excited, and I'm having the time of my life.
Awesome. That is so great. I am so thankful that you opened up your gift. A lot of times we leave our gift there, and it ends up in the graveyard, but you didn't do that. And I'm so thankful for it.
Yes. Okay. So we've come to the close of our interview, and you've given just a lot of a wealth of knowledge, a lot of information that people can use. And so my one question that I always ask is, in your own words, what makes you a boss chick?
What makes me a boss chick is being able to reinvent myself from the ruins, right?
Yes.
But by the design that God had shown me of who I would be in his image, right? And embracing that, but then also being able to pull out the very best in those that have it, but a lot of times have been beat up and feel as though like they no longer got it. And so being able to just see and measure that what it is that I do, I bring to people's lives, it is significant.
Yes, I love that. And so if you could leave any words of wisdom or encouragement, some type of advice for an aspiring boss chick, what would you say?
Wow. For an inspiring boss chick, just know that every single room that you walk into, whether you was invited or you decided to bring your own chair and pull up to the table, you belong there. You want to make sure that you go in there with that type of confidence. There is a difference between being humble, but also having the confidence of a businesswoman or man, and to be able to know that you belong there. And I always tell people, you have to stop pressing the snooze buttons on your dreams. No matter what today may bring, whatever you're feeling like, you have to make sure that that snooze button doesn't become something permanent in your life. And so that is what I want to be able to leave to them.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Wow, thank you. You can look me up, Dr. Shontina Gladney, on Facebook. And also I am on Instagram as well as LinkedIn, and also www.sggngroup.com.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for being here. I know that this is going to be one that people replay over and over to go back and make sure they got it all. So it's kind of like that book you said, you read it again and read it again and find something new. So thank you so much for being here. I am just really appreciative of you coming and doing this interview with me, and then also just being in my network. It's amazing. I love it.
You're
And
welcome.
yes, hope
Thank
to see you sometime soon.
Yes, yes.
I got to come visit the collective.
You do. You have to. There's actually a lot of sisters coming up here from Illinois hosting a C-suite networking event. So definitely, I'll make sure you get that invitation.
Okay. That will be great. Okay, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today on another episode of Candid Conversations Boss Chick. We appreciate you being here. Don't forget to tune in on Monday evening for Girl Talk, and we discuss your relationship questions. As always, I want you to know and embrace true love,